Since we're in the first months of 2025, I'm going to share with you some of my 2025 plans and goals. Maybe it'll give you some ideas, something you want to do. I have 10 of them that I'm going to quickly share with you. Yes, they're written down on this piece of paper, so you will see me looking down because I don't want to forget any of them. These plans and goals for 2025 are in no particular order whatsoever. I just jotted them down. All right, numero uno, go to Alaska. I've never been to Alaska. I love the outdoors. I was supposed to take an Alaskan cruise with some family members a few years back, and it just never materialized. So that is one of my goals this year, is to go to Alaska one way or the other. Also, I always talk about, I half jokingly say, maybe not even 1/3 jokingly say, is that if I was single, if I wasn't married, if I didn't have kids, I would be living in a cabin in Alaska off the grid. That sounds like paradise to me. So Alaska's number one. Number two, I want to buy some more guns. I'm probably going to buy 10 more guns this year in 2025. Obviously love guns. They're always coming out with new guns. And I have a goal of a certain amount of guns I want to own. I'm not going to tell you what that number is, but let's just use the number 200 guns as a nice round number. So if my goal is to own 200 guns in my lifetime, I need to buy a certain amount of guns every year. And I have 7 kids. So I want to leave my kids each a certain amount of guns. So if I had 200 guns, let me check my math here. If I had 200 guns divided by my 7 kids, it's going to be around 28 guns each. Of course, unless the world curses me and my kids are a bunch of liberals and nobody wants my guns, heaven forbid. So that is number 2, buy 10 more guns. All right, number 3 here on the list. Do a better job with my garden. I am not great at that. I was going to do more last year. We did plant a bunch of fruit trees, but I need to do a better job of gardening. And again, that's just not my, should I say, my passion. Obviously it needs to be done, so I'm going to do it. So I just need to plant more stuff, plant more fruit trees, and do a better job of staying on top of that. Number 4. Save a certain amount of money. Again, I'm going to keep that private, but every year I set a goal to save X amount of dollars in savings for emergency funds. So I'm like the little engine that could. I just keep trucking along, socking away a little bit by bit every year. So I have a new amount that I want to put away for 2025. Go to the temple once per month. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And so one of my goals is every month to go to our temple and do that. That's important to me. And it's only 12 times a year. I can fit that in. I can go once a month. So that's a goal I plan on hitting. Number 6, do some kind of challenge. There's a challenge out there, and I'm probably going to butcher the name, but it's like the 29029 Everest Challenge or Everesting Challenge. And basically, some company rents mountains all over, and you go run up and down this mountain until you've done the equivalent of 29,029 feet, which is how tall Mount Everest is. I know a lot of people watching this are probably like, that sounds absolutely miserable, but it's a hard challenge, and I want to do one of those difficult challenges. I'm just thinking, is Tough Mudder around anymore? I haven't even heard of Tough Mudder. Maybe it's still around, maybe not. But yeah, I want to do some kind of challenge this year. Okay, number 7 goal/plan for 2025 is I exercise 5 days a week. I already do that. I get up at 5 a.m. every morning. I mostly lift weights. I know it doesn't look like it and you can't tell, but I promise you I do. So one of the things I need to do better this year, excuse me, is cardio. I just don't do a lot of cardio. I used to run all the time, but I don't do it as much and I need to. So I bought a jump rope I actually got a jump rope for Christmas. And I'm going to jump rope as part of my cardio. I already started, and jump roping for 2 minutes straight is actually a lot more tiring than you would think. So I'm going to become a jump rope master kind of this year in 2025. Number 8, I weigh 173 pounds right now. I want to maintain my weight of 173 pounds just because I'm OCD. Now, obviously, it doesn't really matter if I can gain 175 or whatever, but just because, again, I'm OCD, I like to stick something and it's a fine weight for me, is maintain my weight of 173 pounds. Number 9, only 2 more left. Number 9, I love doing live training courses. We have our Ultimate Spy Week, which is at spyweek.com. We have our 2-day flagship spy course that was on Shark Tank and Fox News, spysafety.com. And so I love doing live training events. And there's a new class that I want to release in 2025. And so the way kind of my new classes come about is I do a lot of private training, private consulting. And once I have enough private requests and people are like, I absolutely love this, well, then my small brain thinks, maybe other people want this training too. And so we do it. So I have a live training event that I want to release in 2025. I think will be very useful and helpful. And number 10 is simply to maintain my supply levels of preparedness. What the heck does that mean? Well, maintain my food storage. So when I use my food storage, which I do now and then, I need to replenish it. Water, I don't really use my water. I use my food storage, but maintain my water, several hundred gallons, just make sure it's still there. So checking all my survival supplies and making sure everything is at the level I'm comfortable with. Testing my generators once a month, which you gotta do to make sure they work. So I run all my propane, my solar, my gas once a month. Not really my solar. I just make sure my solar is fully charged. But maintaining my preparedness levels because, again, it's the world we live in. It's going to happen. We have a lot of threats in 2025 that people aren't aware of, so I want to maintain all my preparedness. Those are 10 of my goals and plans for 2025. Maybe you learned a thing or two. Maybe you got something useful out of that. I am former CIA officer Jason Hanson. For more survival tips, please subscribe, and God bless you.